Okay, welcome everybody. Final home weekend of the season. Final home game of the season. OKC Warriors staying in town for one more contest. Knights winning yesterday's senior night 8-1. Came out with a lot of energy, putting the shots on net, challenging their goaltender, and got a lot of them in the back. And it was a nice senior night. Hope you all enjoyed it. Tuned in for that one, or even better, hopefully you were here. It was a great atmosphere. Knights are ready. Okay, walking out of the locker room. OKC over there on the bench already. Knights still sitting in fourth place. Going to need a little help to move up to that number 3 spot. And ironically, we're going to need the help from OKC next weekend as they will take on the Stars. Wichita has the Stars in their crosshairs. I don't know if it was this weekend or a couple weeks down the road when we actually have some time off, but Kansas City Stars sitting in third, just a few points ahead of us. They have OKC on the agenda and the Wichita Thunder. Knights have this final game against OKC. And then we will have next weekend against Midmo Tigers down in Jeff City. And that will conclude the regular season for the Knights. Then you'll have the conference tournament. Right now, looks like we're at least going to have a bye into the semifinals. Don't think anybody can catch us. It's just a matter of what bracket we're in. Are we in the Wichita bracket or the Northwest Arkansas bracket? Northwest Arkansas is actually sitting in first right now. But it looks like Wichita can catch them. So I'm guessing Wichita will be 1, Northwest Arkansas will be 2. And it'll be very close for the 3 and 4, which will be between the Kansas City Stars and the Kansas City Knights. Final home game for these seniors. Russo, Frederick, Hutch, Smith, Fortner, Braun, James. See if I'm missing anybody. I think I grabbed all the seniors there. Banks with the hat trick last night, or yesterday afternoon, whatever you want to call it. Nice job, Hoyt. James had a goal on his senior night. Conference tournament be held here in Kansas City out at the Blue Hawk Arena. Beautiful place down there in Overland Park. Brand new facility just opened up this past October. That'll be cool. Played one game there against Rockhurst earlier in the year, earlier this month. Or the end of last month, whatever it was. dates all start running together at this point in the season. Fans are starting to pack in. Some of them wearing their black and silver for the Knights, some of them for the red and gold for the Chiefs. AFC Championship game coming up later this evening here at Arrowhead in Kansas City against the Buffalo Bills. JV action should be done just in time to go home and watch that game. Eagles and Commanders, Redskins, football team, whatever you want to call them, playing around 2:30. Looking at some of the stats for the season, Hoyt Banks leading the team with 20 goals. Nice job, Hoyt. Chase Bachta sitting at 17 goals. Evan Comm has 15. Those are your top three. Over on the assist side, let's see here. Henry Zwellenberg, 14 assists. 13, Kingston Sanders. 11, Charlie Larson. Those are your assist leaders for the Knights. That does include some JV, some travel, so some players have more games than others. Final seconds warm up. There's the buzzer. Get some pucks gathered up. Purcell and Spencer are the goaltenders for the Warriors. Dressed up tonight will be Russo and Smith, or this afternoon. Looks like Spencer's going to get the start for the Warriors tonight, or this afternoon. I'm assuming Senior Russo will get his final start at home.
Let's meet the starting lineups for both teams, starting with the Junior Warriors.
Hope you all heard my singing there for the national anthem. I sing like a canary, baby. It's top notch. All right, we're ready for puck drop. Russo's ready. Spencer's ready. James left. JC right. Bacta to the center. Brown and Braun on the defense. Face-off comes to Brown. He'll skate it over to the right. Slaps it down into the Warrior zone. Warriors will backhand this one back behind Spencer. James with a little forecheck. The Warriors send it the other way. Back over to JC. He'll send it down low. Bacta's going to grab this one. Tries to send it to James. Poked away by Spencer. Here come the Warriors the other way. Up the left-hand side. Into the night zone. Quick shot. Deflected by Russo. Popped high. Bounces off the back of the net. Try it clear. Doesn't get out of the zone. Quick shot by Bernie and right into the breadbasket of Russo. They'll blow a dead face-off in the night zone just underway in the first. Face-off grab by Braun around the boards over towards James. James a wheel around the back of the net, takes it up the right-hand side. Leaves it for JC. JC slaps it into the Warrior zone. Bacta will get it down into the corner. Now dug out by James. Tries to center it up front to JC. Comes right to Braun. He'll take a shot. Wide of the net. Cleared by the Warriors out in the neutral zone. Brown will retreat back for this one. Line change. Here comes Banks. Touch pass out to JC to Bacta. Bacta to Hoyt. Banks comes around, takes shot. Spencer with a save. Smith digging for it. Warriors get it. They'll try to clear it. Held in by Frederick. He'll send one. Rebound by Banks. Saved by Spencer again. Down into the corner. Pops out. This will come to neutral. Smith Hutch will send it over to Bacta. Bacta pulls back, gets it to Frederick. He'll peel off, go to the bench, right up to Banks. Banks ends up the left-hand side. In comes Larson. Banks has his pocket picked by the Warriors. Larson slaps that one down. There's Smith over there, down into the corner. Now around the net come the Warriors. Blocked by Banks. Larson sends it behind the net. Popped up the left-hand side. Here come the Warriors the other way. Down into the night zone, wrapped it around the back of the net. Frederick's right there. Pressured, here comes Larson. He'll grab that puck. Hans holds it in. Quick cross-ice pass. Fortner steals that one, just coming off the bench. Now backhander down into the night zone. Delayed offsides. Grabbed by Hutch. Brings it near side, bounces off Smith's stick. Another delayed offsides. Hutch will grab this one behind the net. Up the right-hand side to Smith. Saucers it up in the air, out into the neutral zone. Slap back down. Whoa. Hans lost his edge, almost took the ref out. Knights struggling to get this one cleared out of the zone. Now finally Hutch will grab it up the right-hand side to Dunlap. Battle with Fortner up against the boards. And now Fortner's going to get a penalty on those multiple cross checks as he was battling to the boards. Off to this sin bin he'll go, and the Warriors will get the first power play of the game. And the Knights will change it up for their penalty kill. Let's see here. This will be Braun and Brown. Goins and Neal will come in on the forwards. One by the Warriors. They'll bring it up high to the D. Sends one that's deflected by Goins, goes off into the corner. Brown will race after it. Can't get to the puck. Warriors hold it in. Look for that cross-ice pass. Grabbed by Braun. Slapped out in the neutral zone by Neal. Now a D-to-D pass by the Warriors. Retreat back into their own zone. Kicked out in here to the neutral ice. Now Brown will dump it down into the Warriors zone. Back behind the net, there's Spencer. Now here come the Warriors up the middle. They'll send it off to the left. Now Neal will clear it back out into the Warriors zone, all the way back down to Spencer again. Bernie will grab this one. Goins will give chase around the back of the net. Warriors up the left-hand side. Backhands it to neutral zone. Grabbed by Braun. He'll slice it right back down into the Warriors zone. 1:05 remaining on the power play for the Warriors. And we're going to get an interference on the Warriors. This will neutralize it. We'll skate 4-on-4 for 59 seconds. And then the Knights will go to the power play for a minute and a second.
This KC Knights power play is brought to you by Power Electric.
Larson, Smith, Hutch, and Frederick on this 4-on-4 skate. Down low, wrapped up the boards. Hutch will grab this one right at the blue line. Look for a D-to-D pass. Now take a shot! Shoots and scores! Kansas City goal! Number 23, Hutch Smith. Knights strike first, 1-0. Face-off comes right to Hutch. Now poked away by the Warriors, near side. Check by Larson, sent up the boards. Shot by Wyatt. Poked away by Russo, grabbed by Hutch, back behind the net. He'll bring it up the left-hand side, looking, now cross-ice pass, trying to get it to Smith. Stolen there by the Warriors. Poked away by Frederick, maintained in the Warriors zone. Larson now working it right behind him. 12 seconds remaining on the 4-on-4 as Hutch will send it over to Frederick. Frederick up ahead to Smith. Smith will bring it in the right-hand side. Takes a shot, wide of the net. Comes around as a line change for the Knights. Knights are now on the power play. This is James. Into the Warrior zone. Bacht is in there too, along with Banks. Here's JC and Brown. Down into the Knight zone. Grabbed by Brown. Chipped up the boards. This will be grabbed by Bacht up the right-hand side. Look for that cross-ice pass. Whiffed on it. Now gets it to JC. He'll backhand it down into the Warrior zone. Banks will give chase. Hans is back there. Kicked off in the corner, grabbed by JC. Back behind the net, gets squeezed. Up the Warriors come. Nice poke check there by Hoyt Banks to keep it in the zone momentarily. Now we're going to get dumped down into the Knight zone. This will be grabbed by James. 13 seconds left on the power play. James will bring it in up the right-hand side. Has it poked away, dropped right to JC. JC looking. 2 seconds, 1. That's the end of the power play. Warriors are back to full strength. Kicked up the boards. Oh, they almost got it. Just somebody coming off the bench. Now Brown's going to race for it. Comes right to Brown. He'll clear it. Out to the near side. Bacht will get it in the neutral zone. Up ahead to JC. JC up the left-hand side. Takes a shot wide of the net. Wrapped to the far side of the boards. Warriors will clear it. There's Prazel popping in. He'll send it back in. That's a delayed offsides. Now everybody's onside. Fortner will race for the puck. Around the boards it comes, near side. As Wellenberg will hold this one in up against the boards. Big check there by Fortner. Warriors get the puck back behind the net. Trickles up to Big Mo. Big Mo will send one, saved by Spencer off into the corner. Zwellenberg sends it back down to Fortner. Fortner trying to bring it up the boards. That's blocked by the Warriors, but comes right to Zwellenberg. He'll skate in, tries a backdoor pass to Fortner, goes just past him around the boards. And we're going to get an icing. 7:50 remaining in the first. Knights leading 1-0. Dunlap, Prazel, Larson. Nope. Prazel's going to go to the bench. So is Dunlap. So it'll be Larson, Smith, Banks, Hutch, and Frederick. Face-off will go over to Smith. He'll try to backhand it down low. Grabbed by the Warriors. Cleared out into the neutral zone. Hutch will race back for this one. Backhands it, trying to cycle it. This will come right to Larson. Larson up the right, down into the Warriors zone. Now kicked back out by the Warriors as Larson lost his edge. Slapped right off the glass. Grabbed by Hutch, over to Banks. Banks kicks it out in the neutral zone. This is grabbed by Hans, pressured by Larson. Up the boards, back into the Knight zone. Over to Hutch. Hutch will cross ice over to Frederick. Frederick up the right-hand side, bounces off Smith, kicked right back out into the Warriors bench. So we'll face this one off here in the Warrior zone. JC, James, and Bakhta comes in on this. Hutch and Frederick stays in on the defense. Bakhta battling for his own face-off. Now it comes back behind the net up to Hutch. He'll send it back down towards James. James will kick it down into the corner to Bakhta. Tried to get it back to James, blocked away there by the Warriors. Now James with the steal. To his backhand. Tries to center it up front, goes right to JC. JC with a back behind the net. It's got Hutch up high. Tries to get it to Hutch. A little too late. Blocked by the stick of one of the Warriors, but goes back into the corner. James will battle for this one. Comes around the back of the net. Tries to wrap around Spencer with the save. Kicked around the boards. Hutch will hold this in right at the blue line. Backhands it up the boards towards JC. He gets tied up. Comes to Bakhta. Right to James. James with the shot. Spencer with the save.
This game is brought to you by Power Electric. Power puts people first.
Prazel, Goins, Neal check in on the forwards. Brown and Braun on the defense. Face off with the Warrior zone. 6:14 to remain the first. 1-0 Knights. Off into the corner. Warriors will try to clear it around the boards. Braun will hold this one in. Dumps it back down low. Back behind the net over to the Warriors near side. Prazel will battle for this one. Grabs the puck up against the boards. Sends it down into the corner. Back behind the net. Off to the far corner it goes. Backhanded by the Warriors. Now kicked out near side. They'll bring it up the right-hand side. Poke checked away by Brown. Now to Neal. Neal will get it out in the neutral zone. Now a delayed offsides. Prazel will bring this one up the left-hand side. Back check by the Warriors. Kick back out in neutral, arms in the air. We're going to get an icing. Face off once again in the Warrior zone. Face off comes to Prazel. He'll slap one right off the skate at Goins. Grabbed by the Warriors. They'll work their breakout. Backhanded into the Knight zone. Bounces it off Hutch. Now loose puck. This will be Neal grabbing this one. He'll peel off to the right. He's got Goins to the center. Tries to backhand it to Frederick. Warriors steal that one. Fortner comes in, nice forecheck, almost gets the steal. Now the Warriors kick it back out to neutral. This comes to Frederick. He'll dump it into the Warrior zone, delayed offsides. Now Zwellenberg will chase after it. Fortner and Dunlap in there. And we're going to get a penalty on Fortner. Face-off will come back to the Knight zone. Warriors back out on a power play. 2 minutes for Didn't see the call. Tripping or cross-checking will be my guess. Gave him interference on that. Face-off comes behind the net. This will be Hutch grabbing it near corner, slaps it up the board. Wyatt's going to hold it in over to Bird. Centered up front. That goes deflected and goes off into the far corner. Larson with a body check, clearing pass right into the Knights bench by Frederick. Face-off will be back in the Knights zone. 4:23 remaining in the first. 1-0 Knights. Warriors on the power play. Larson, Smith, Bojangles Smith, Hutch, Smith, and Frederick on the defense. Shot deflected off Frederick, comes back up high. They'll come D to D over to Hans. Hans will skate in, looking for that back door. Missed on that pass. Now Larson will chase after it. Can't get it cleared. Smith comes over, can't get to the puck. Loose right at the blue line. Now controlled by the Warriors. Chipped off the boards high up to Hans. He'll send one 5 feet wide of the net. Another slapper from the blue line, saved by Russo. Kicked around the boards once again. Now they'll come D to D over to Hans. Hans will skate in looking for that back door. Shoots and scores. So what I've seen so far for OKC is they are taking some defenseman shots, but they are really looking for somebody posting up on that backside of the net opposite of where the Demons taking the shots from. Trying to get Russo to go one way or the other and then trying to get that backdoor shot. That's a power play goal for the Warriors. They tie it at 1, 3:38 remaining in the first. Face-off won by the Warriors, back behind the net. This will be grabbed by James. James will push it up the right-hand side. Out to the middle to his forehand, to the left. Around the back of the net, centers it up front. Fortner was right there but couldn't get a grab on it. Now it's Zwellenberg battling for it in the corner. Up the boards towards James. Grabbed by the Warriors first. They'll work their breakout up the left-hand side. Tries to center it up front. Tapped by Fortner. Comes back into the Knight zone. Grabbed by Brown. He'll send it up the boards towards Dunlap. Big body check up against the boards. Kick back down low. Grabbed by Brown. Cycled up the boards again. Warriors are right there to hold it in. Shots blocked by Brown. Brown can't get it cleared. Warriors will skate in, takes a shot, save, blocked up front, didn't get to Russo. Goes off to the far side once again. Now James will battle for it, up against the boards. Warriors come away with it, sauce one up in the air, comes near side. Fortner will race for it. Fortner will get to it first. Up the left-hand side comes Fortner, kicks it off the boards, down low, back behind Spencer. Up the boards, that's tipped by a lot of Knights. That'll come into the Knight zone. No icing on this as Frederick will race back for it. Grabs it behind the net. Off to the near corner. Backhands it up the boards into the neutral zone. Now it's Fortner trying to backhand it into the Warrior zone. Smith will finally get there first. He will backhand it down low. Warriors lose their edge. Now it's Larson with the backhander. Spencer with the save. Here comes Banks. He'll slide in there, blocked up front. Frederick holds it in, now grabbed by the Warriors. Look out, they got a breakout. Nice back check by Frederick. That'll get the crowd cheering. Nice effort there by Frederick as he tries to, big check, comes out in the neutral zone. Pressured by Banks. Warriors got the puck at the red line. Dumped down into the Knight zone. This will go right to Russo. He'll kick it off to Braun. Braun will kick it off the boards, trying to get it to Banks. Now it'll come to Frederick, kicked back out in the neutral zone, out into the Warrior zone. Deep down in the corner, slaps it off the glass. Morrison can't hold it in. Now it's a delayed offsides. Warriors got this one, sauce it up in the air. That'll come over to Hutch in the Knight zone. He'll wheel around the back of the net. Got Banks left. Hutch looking, head up, right through the middle. Now has a poke check, continues to work with it, comes right to Banks. Banks will take the backhand down into the corner, back behind the net. Backhand to Smith. He'll take a shot, deflected off of one of the Warriors. Rebound Larson. That's blocked up front also. Larson continues to work it down in the corner. Now he'll cycle it around the back of the net, over near side to Banks. He'll backhand it back down low to Larson. Comes up to Smith. Smith will send it up the boards to Banks. Centered up front to Bojangles. Can't get a clean shot off. Hans will clear it for the Warriors. Now Hutch will be in a foot race for the puck into the Knight zone. He'll get to it first, up against the boards, bounces it off the boards, out into the neutral zone, grabbed by the Warriors. They'll come D to D. Dumped into the Knight zone, back behind the net. Morrison will chase after it. Warriors get there first. Now kicks off into the far corner. That's the end of the period. And after one, we're tied at one.
This game is brought to you by Meineke Car Care Centers of Kansas City. Trust your keys with Meineke.
Didn't they announce Hutch on that? Oh, really? I announced Hutch. That's all that matters. Who needs an official scorekeeper when you got me? All right, Bachta will check in. JC and Fortner. Brown and James on the defense. Start of the second. Face-off brought to you by CK Print Design. That'll come to Brown. Brown over to James. James up ahead to Fortner. Slaps it down into the Warrior zone. Comes down the corner. Warriors grab it. Oh, lost the edge. Grabbed by Fortner. Poked away. Now James, JC will grab it up against the boards. Over to Brown. Brown tries to get it to Larson, or Bachta. That's blocked by the Warriors. Comes to James, though. He'll send it back to Bachta. Now stolen by the Warriors. Comes near side. Drop pass, Bird. Shot off the post. Comes right to JC. Out into the neutral zone. Crosses ice over to Fortner. Kicked back into the neutral zone by the Warriors. Now dumped into the Knight zone by the Warriors. Back behind the net. Kicked by Jensen. This will come to Brown. Brown will bring it up the right-hand side. Dumped into the corner, round the back of the net. Warriors over there, grabs this puck. They'll send it back the other way. JC's over here to battle for it in the corner. Loose puck in the corner. Warriors send it up the boards. Brown holds it in. He'll bounce one off of a Warriors player right to James. Shot wide of the net. Comes around near side. Brown will hold this one in. Sends it down low towards JC. Around the boards it goes. This will come to Larson. Stolen by the Warriors. Slung up the boards. Blocked by James. James will send it back into the corner. Nobody was back there. Warriors will cycle it around the boards. Brown will hold it in. Big slapper. Goes wide of the net. Off into the far corner. James will battle for this one. Leaves it for Smith. Smith will send one up front. Larson battles for it. Loose up front. Poked away by the Warriors. Rolling up the boards. Brown holds it in. Now we're going to get a late offsides, and they're going to touch it up, and we will get the offsides. Brown didn't think it made it over the blue line. I would agree with Ron. It was an offsides. Barely, but it was an offsides. He was right there to make the call. Larson, Banks, Bojangles, Smith, Braun and Frederick on the defense. Face off right here in front of us, comes over near side. Braun will backhand it, trying to get it into the zone. That kicks out to Frederick. Frederick will send it up the left-hand side to Banks. Banks right to his forehand, shots wide of the net. Comes around towards Braun. Braun will bounce one off of Warriors. Frederick will hold it in. He'll send one wide of the net. Now it trickles out. Loose puck in the middle of the ice. Now it comes into neutral. Poked down into the Knight zone. Backhanded by Frederick. Back out to neutral ice. Warriors will grab this one. Bounces one at Banks right there. Backhands it down into the Warrior zone. Smith will chase. Warriors will get there first. Now they'll cycle it back up the other way. Frederick will hold this in right at the boards. Trying to get it down to Banks. Backhanded right up front to Larson. He'll backhand it up the boards to Braun. He'll send one. Spencer with the glove save. They'll blow it dead. Face off in the Warrior zone. 12-10 remaining in the second. Tied at 1. J.C. Bakhta Zwellenberg check in on the forwards. Brown and James on the defense. Bakhta will win it to J.C. J.C. to Brown. Brown sends it D to D over to James. He'll cycle it round the boards. Near side into the corner to J.C. Kicked up the boards. Warriors can't get it cleared. Brown will hold it in. Comes right to Bakhta. Oh, got tied up, couldn't get a shot off. Now dumped into the Knight zone. Brown will grab this one in the corner. He'll wheel around the back of the net, being pressured by the Warriors. Cycles it back around the other way. This will come to James. James has his pass tipped up in the air, slapped down by the Warriors. Backhanded back over towards Russo. This will be grabbed by James behind the net. Quick outlet pass, touched by Zwellenberg. Now grabbed by Hans for the Warriors. He'll cycle it near side, comes right to JC. JC will get it to Bakhta. Bakhta looking behind the net. Zwellenberg posting up front. He'll take it up high to Brown. Brown has his shot deflected, goes up into the net. They'll blow it dead. Face off in the Warrior zone. 11:02 remaining in the second. Neal, Goins, and Prazel will check in. Morrison and Hutch on the defense. Face-off grab by the Warriors. Now it cycles up to Prazel. Prazel will get it to Hutch. Hutch will send one wide of the net. Comes over near side. Mo will poke it down. Neal will battle for it. Loose puck out in the middle, backhanded by the Warriors. Cleared out in the neutral zone, grabbed by Hutch. He'll send it back in, delayed offsides. Now everybody's onside. Comes into the near corner. Dumped down into the corner in the Warriors zone by the Warriors. Now they'll cycle it around the board's far side. Prazel's right there. Slows that up. Battles for the puck. Now cleared by the Warriors up the right-hand side. Dumped into the Knight zone. Back behind the net. Russo will touch this one up. Mo will come around and grab it behind the net. Get it over to Hutch. Hutch will backhand it. Takes it back behind the net again. Forechecked by the Warriors. Loose puck, now it comes to Neal. Neal didn't know where the puck was. Round the net it goes. Over to the far side to Morrison. To Prazel. Prazel will kick it near side. Bounces off the boards. Warriors will take it into the Knight zone. Big check by Goins. Shot goes wide of the net. Now finally grabbed by Hutch. Hutch will bring it up the left. Over to the right-hand side, just past Prazel. And, surprised there wasn't a penalty on that. Neal comes away with it, takes a shot. Spencer with the save. Face-off will be in the Warrior zone. Bojangles, Larson, Banks, Brown, and James. Face-off comes to neutralize. Brown will backhand it in, delayed offsides. Knights will clear the zone, grabbed by Thompson behind the net. Chipped off the boards up near side. James will hold this in, sends it back down into the corner. Back behind the net, this will be grabbed by Larson. Larson will get it over to Banks. Banks will pull in to his forehand. Has it poked away by the Warriors. Up the right-hand side, the Warriors will come. They'll try an entry pass into the middle, down into the Knight zone. James will come after this one. Loose puck behind the net. There's Brown. Warriors come away with it, cleared up the boards, bounces awkwardly off the boards, out into the neutral zone. This will be grabbed by the Warriors. Now they'll sling it back the other way, tipped and goes into the Warriors bench. They'll blow it dead for a face-off neutral ice.
This game is brought to you by Meineke Car Care Centers of Kansas City. Trust your keys with Meineke.
Face-off brought to you by CK Print Designs. Wellenberg, JC, and Bach to check in. Frederick and Braun on the defense. 8:30 remaining in the second, tied at 1. Face-off grab by Zwellenberg, comes over near side. Warriors will get to this one. Now tipped in the Warrior zone, stolen by Zwellenberg right up front. Comes off to the left, takes a shot. Spencer with a save, rebound, Bachta. Saved by the Warriors, and I'm not sure that was Spencer. I think it was one of their defensemen that got to it right in front of the net. Now dumped into the Knight zone. Braun will grab this one right in front of Russo, chips it ahead to Bachta. Bachta will bring it up to JC. Portillo will battle for it along with JC, grabbed by Bachta. Sends one, Spencer with a save, right in the gut. They'll face it off in the Warrior zone, 7:52 remaining in the second. James comes in for Frederick. Braun stays in on the defense, same with the forward line. Face-off comes to JC. He'll backhand it to Braun. Braun will send it up the boards back to JC. Backhander goes to James from JC. He'll take a shot wide of the net. Cycles around the boards. Warriors will try to clear it. Braun holds it in. That'll bounce over James's stick out in the neutral zone. Warriors will back check. Now to James. James will get it to Bachta. Bachta to Zwellenberg. Zwellenberg right to JC. Nice passing by the Knights. JC into the backhand. Now sauced up into the neutral zone. This will be blocked down by Braun. Sent up the boards by the Knights. It goes off into the far side to Zwellenberg. He'll get it to Bachta. Bachta goes down, takes the shot. Spencer jumps on top of it. Blown dead, face off in the Warrior zone with 6:51 remaining in the period. Fortner, Dunlap, Neal check in on this line. Morrison and Hutch on the defense. One back out into the neutral zone. This will be Morrison chasing back for it. Pressured by the Warriors. Now grabbed by the Warriors. Bird, he'll take a shot wide of the net. Cycled around the boards. This is Fortner. Little body check. Now grabbed by the Warriors. Saved by Russo. Pops out in the middle. Warriors backhand it back down low. That'll go to Hutch. Up the boards towards Neal. Neal with a nice stick lift, but then he's going to get an icing call. Face-off will come back to the Knight zone with 6:19 remaining in the period. Morrison and Hutch will stay in. Nope, Morrison's going to go out. Braun's going to be in. Hutch will go out too. Brought in Frederick. So Frederick and Braun, Larson, Banks, and Smith. Chipped off the boards to Banks. Held in by the Warriors. Kicked off near side. This will be Braun grabbing this one, chips it up the boards, trying to get it to Smith. That gets deflected, goes back into the Knight zone. Frederick will grab this one off a backhand, sends it up the boards. Kick back into the Knight zone by the Warriors. And now we're going to get a penalty. And that's going to be Frederick on that one. He's going to argue with it, and he won't win. Roughing on Frederick. Warriors to the power play. Face-off will be in the Knight zone. James and Brown will be on the defense. Smith and Larson on the forwards. Smith will clear it out into the Warrior zone. He'll race for the puck. Foot race for it. Harlan will get there first, slaps it off the boards. Smith continued to battle for it. Now it'll come to Brown. Brown will chip it back into the Warrior zone. Now here come the Warriors the other way. This kid's got some speed, so look out. He'll take it wide right. Brown pushes him down into the corner, centered up front. Can't handle that pass, goes off into the corner. Grabbed by the Warriors, peels back in front of James. Now pinched up against the boards. James will come away with this one in the corner. Wheels around the backside of the net. Dumped down to Spencer. Larson will chase after it. Nice forecheck by Larson, gets the steal, comes around the back of the net. Brings it up high, trying to get it to Brown, just past him. Now James will have to come after it. Forecheck by Pittman. James will grab the puck, he'll cycle it. Oh, there's Fortner sitting at the blue line. Skates in, shoots and scores! Kansas City goal! Number 40, Michael Fortner. From number 26, Braden James. On the long outlet pass, Fortner was sitting right at the blue line as he had just come in. Beautiful heads-up pass by James, right to Fortner. Faked left, went right, put it in the back of the net. Knights lead 2-1. On the shorthanded goal, the faceoff goes right to Spencer. He'll jump on top of that one. Banks will step into center, sent that faceoff right to Spencer on the faceoff. Tied up at the dot, Warriors will try to clear it up the boards. They will get it cleared in the neutral zone. Now Fortner will come back, race for this puck. He'll send it off to Brown. Brown will saucer it, tipped by Thompson down into the Warrior zone. Thompson will chase after Fortner with the forecheck around the boards. Banks will hold this one in momentarily. Nice stick lift by Fortner as he sends it off to the near side. 26 seconds remaining on the Warriors power play. Stolen, kicked back in by Fortner. Here come the Warriors into the neutral zone, up the left-hand side. Poke check there by Banks. Comes to White, he'll take a shot. That's deflected, comes to Brown. Brown will saucer it right towards Spencer. He'll block this one, 2 seconds, one. Knights are back to full strength. Nice
KC Knights put the
Banks.
brakes on that power play. Brought to you by Meineke Car Care Centers of Kansas City.
Brown will send it down low, wrapped around the boards. Grabbed by Zwellenberg, far side. He'll skate in. Backhands it to JC. JC sends it up front, down to James. James with a shot wide of the net. Grabbed by JC, tries the wraparound. Stolen by the Warriors back behind the net. Now they'll clear it up the near side. Brown will hold this one in right at the blue line. Nice hustle by Brown. Now kicked out in the neutral zone by the Warriors. Brown will saucer it back in. Zwellenberg gets on side, goes right to Spencer. Now grabbed by the Warriors. They'll cycle one way up high, and the arms in the air. This is going to be an icing by the Warriors. Face off back to the Warrior zone. 3:15 remaining in the second. Knights leading 2-1 on the shorthanded goal by Michael Fortner. Bach to JC Zwellenberg. Smith and Morrison. Warriors back to full strength. Knights back to full strength. Outlet pass comes right to Norman. Smith over, can't get there. Nice save by Russo. Knights have come out slinging the puck again. 2 goals on 21 shots. Warriors 1 goal on 7 shots.
This game is brought to you by Par Electric. Par puts people first.
Frederick and Braun in on the defense. Zwellenberg, JC, and Bakta. Face-off grab down low by Bird. He'll wheel around the back of the net for the Warriors. Peels back towards the center, pressured by Zwellenberg. Pulls back to his forehand, blocked by Bakta. Zwellenberg loses edge, but still gets it laying on the ground to JC. JC will bring it up the right. Bakta goes to the front. Has his stick lifted, tied up. Couldn't get a shot off. Now Bakta will try to cycle it up the boards. Frederick can't get it held in. Now here come the Warriors on a break the other way. 2-on-2, now 3-on-2. Goes off into the corner. Frederick will work on this one up the boards to Bakta. Bakta will bring it up the left-hand side. Got Zwellenberg out in front. Up the boards. Braun will step in. Holds that one in up against the boards. Now cycled back down low, grabbed by the Warriors. Chipped up the right-hand side. Held in by Frederick. That shot deflected, goes high up in the air. Bakta will send this one back into the Warrior zone. Now grabbed by Zwellenberg. Gets it ahead to JC. He'll take a shot. Off of Spencer, comes near side. Up to the blue line. Bakta will race back, grab this one in neutral ice. Sends a pass cross ice over to JC. JC to Zwellenberg. He was tied up. Covered, comes right back to JC. JC will skate in, shot. Wrapped around the boards now, a foot race for the puck. Bailey's gonna get it, 2-on-1. They'll center it, out in front of Pittenger. Comes right up front, quick shot over the net. Comes around near side. Now backbound, grab back behind the net by the Warriors. Banks will backhand it out in the neutral ice. Comes straight to Spencer. Now cleared out into neutral by the Warriors. This will come to James. James will look, cross ice pass right to Smith. Smith will bring it into the middle, has a poke checked away, back out into neutral. Grabbed by Larson. Back to Brown. Brown will dump it into the Warrior zone, back behind the net. Goes off far corner. 53 seconds remaining. Grabbed by Banks. Banks will come to his forehand. Tries to rip out a shot. Smith's tied up down low. This grab by Larson. Round the back of the net. Takes it up high. James couldn't handle that one. Comes out to neutral. Knights will have to get back on side. He'll cycle it over near side to Brown. Brown will chip it up the boards. This is grabbed by Bailey. Smith with the back check. Pokes it up right there at the blue line. Now comes to Brown. 25 seconds left. Cross ice pass touched by James. Warriors send it back the other way. Grabbed by Banks. He'll backhand it in the Warrior zone. They'll retreat back. 15 seconds left. Banks it off the boards, cross ice. Out between everybody, grabbed by Banks. He'll slow things up, 8 seconds left. Chips it off the boards, pass Smith. Up the right-hand side, grabbed by the Warriors, 2-1. That's the end of the period. We'll get an ice shaving here, clean the ice up. Knights leading after 2-1. Over to JC. JC pops it over to Banks. Banks, quick shot, shoots and scores! Kansas City goal! Number 16, Hoyt Banks from number 9, Jackson JC. And with 13-14 remaining in the game, Knights lead 3-1. Larson Smith Wellenberg in here on this face-off, brought to you by CK Print Design. Now it cycles back to Braun. Braun will try to chip it ahead to Larson, right past him. Frederick will dump it back in. Back behind the net. Back by the Warriors. Now they'll bring it up the right-hand side. Thompson will bring it up right. Nice back check by Larson. Steals the puck. Back behind the net. Now Larson will cycle the near side. Puts on the brakes. Now sends it behind the net. This will be held in by the Warriors. They'll backhand it up to their D. They'll send one blocked up front by Frederick. Now Smith will clear it into the neutral zone. Backhander by the Warriors back into the Knight zone. Comes right to Braun. Cleared back out into the Knight zone by the Warriors. Tipped by Braun. No icing on this. Braun will come back and get it in the corner. Now sends it up to Smith. Smith will backhand it out in front just past Wellenberg. Warriors grab this one, dump it back in. This should be an ice. And it is icing. Face-off will be back in the Warriors zone. Bakta got credit for a part of that assist too. We'll put Bakta down here for his 10th assist of the season. Goins, Dunlap, Fortner. James and Brown on the defense. Knights leading 3-1. 11:47 remaining in the game. Final home game of the season. Face-off one near side. Down into the corner, now battle for the puck. Centered up front, just past everyone. Comes out in the neutral zone to Brown. Brown will leave it for James as he's cycled back. Now James will bring it with some speed. Up the right-hand side to his backhand. Takes it down low. Goins was right up front. Tries to center it up front. Comes right to Fortner. Shot blocked and goes off to the side. Now grabbed by Fortner in the corner. He'll race around the back of the net. Gets pinched by the Warriors defense. Cycled up to James. James will send it back down low. Grabbed by Dunlap. He'll cycle it around the boards back up to James. Sent up front. Fortner the rebound shot. Saved by Spencer. Oh, man. Two big saves by Spencer. Held in by Brown. Comes back behind the net. Grabbed by the Warriors. James will hold this one in at the blue line. Dumps it back down deep in the corner. Back behind the net. Fortner will come over for this one. Pinches the Warriors up against the board. Grabs the puck. Gets it up to James. James will pull back to his backhand. Now sends it to Brown. They say he holds it right at the blue line, and we're going to get a penalty up front. This is going to be on the Knights. And it's going to be on Fortner. That's his third of the game. 2 minutes for roughing. Face-off will come back into the Knight zone. James and Brown in there. Now they're going to cycle Braun and Frederick in. This will bring in, let's see, Prazel and Neal on the forward line. Face-off goes off to the side of the boards. Braun will work this one. Bounces out in the middle. Down goes. Quick shot. Saved by Russo. Rebound. Jumped on top of by Russo. As Prazel went down, holding his chin. Now he'll wheel back into the face-off spot. Face-off won by the Warriors. The Hans will go D to D. Now they'll send one up front. That's blocked by Braun. Goes off into the corner. Grabbed by Thompson. Now grabbed by the Warriors. Skates around, prays a quick shot, saved by Russo. Faceoff comes out to neutral ice. Neal will chase after it. Popped right up in the air right in front of us. Now grabbed by the Warriors, Myers. Goes to Frederick. He'll send it out in the neutral zone. Pressured by Neal again. Delayed offsides. Comes back in the neutral zone. Now Frederick will send it up the boards towards Neal. Popped up into the netting. Over the netting. Into the stands. And a souvenir for the OKC Warriors. Faceoff will be in the Warriors zone. This will bring in Larson Smith, James and Brown on the defense. Faceoff comes James, quick shot, saved by Spencer. Rebound by Smith. Now Spencer will jump on top of it. As is off to the side of the net. They'll blow it dead. We'll do it again. Faceoff brought to you by CK Print Design. 9:54 remain in the game. Knights leading 3-1. Warriors are on the power play. Larson and Smith battling for the puck up against the boards. Still in battle, nobody has control. Now the Warriors finally grab it. Up the middle they'll come. Brown retreats back. They'll bounce one off of Brown. Goes back behind the net. Russo will cycle this one around the rim. Wyatt will hold it in for the Warriors. Down into the corner. Grabbed by James. James will wheel around the back of the net. Wheels up the right-hand side. Pokes it out to Smith. Smith gets it right back to James. James will dump it down in the Warrior zone. They'll kick it back out to neutral ice to Larson. Larson will leave it for Brown. Brown will look for that cross-ice pass to Smith. He'll tip it down into the Warrior zone. This will be grabbed by Thompson for the Warriors. He'll wheel around the back of the net, up the near side. Pressured by Smith. Quick outlet pass right to the center of the ice. Nice poke check by Brown. Everybody's tied up as it goes down in the corner. Larson will skate over, grab this one, brings it up the right-hand side. Fortner comes out, he'll go to the bench. We'll see if he'll get another line with 3 penalties now. Don't want to get that 4th one and get a game suspension as we head off to Midmo. That'll come to Banks. Now kick back out into the Knight zone. This will be James down in the corner. Pulls back to the middle, controls it up the middle. Off to the right, to his backhand. Comes back to his forehand, takes a shot, misses on it, goes off into the corner. Banks will battle for that one, trying to get it to JC. Warriors will steal this one, try to break it out. Now it's stolen by Bakta. Bakta will backhand it, trying to get it cross ice to Banks. Now dumped into the Knight zone. Frederick will race behind the net. Can't get to the puck. Now he'll slow it down in the corner, grabs it and comes back around the backside of the net. Tries a backhander trying to get it to Banks, blocked by the Warriors. Now Brown hard off the boards. Held in once again by the Warriors. Bakta and JC down there. Brown trying to pick it out, lost his twig. And now we're going to get a penalty for holding. And this will be on Brown, so Brown will head to the sin bin. Warriors to the power play. Braun and Frederick, Bakta and JC. Nope, Bakta and JC will go to the bench. This will bring out Zwellenberg and Dunlap. 7:37 remaining in the game, 3-1 Knights. Poked away by Russo, down into the corner, grabbed by the Warriors, right through the middle. Blocked by Zwellenberg, pops up in the air, loose puck right up front, shot goes off to the side. Dunlap chases after it with Bird. Warriors come away with it, they'll take a shot. Deflecting goes wide of the net, grabbed by the Warriors up front, shot goes wide of the net. Myers had an opportunity, now it's cleared out into the Warrior zone. He was trying to go top corner and missed. Nice forecheck by Dunlap. Keeps it in the Warrior zone. Now they'll break out. Bird will come up the left-hand side. Poke check by Zwellenberg. Backhander stays in the neutral zone. Warriors have to get onside. Zwellenberg with another forecheck. Hahn skates in, takes a shot. Glove saved by Russo. They'll blow a dead face off in the night zone. 6:45 remaining.
This game is brought to you by Meineke Car Care Centers of Kansas City. Trust your keys with Meineke.
Goins and Neal on the forward. Prazel will check in, play defense with James. Face off one up high to Thompson. Thompson come D to Wyatt. Neal will try to poke at it. Loose puck. Popped high up in the air. Slapped down by the Warriors. Back check by Goins. Held in by Thompson. Sends it down low into the corner to James. James around the back of the net. He'll come around, look to sling it out in the neutral zone. Gets it out there just out in front of Neal. Neal will get to it down in the corner though. Puts on the brakes, peels back. He'll sauce it up to James. James will backhand it down low. This is grabbed by Thompson. They'll clear it out near side. Cleared out in the neutral zone. Comes all the way to James in the night zone. Now he'll send one back into the Warriors zone. Grabbed by Thompson. Now back to Knights. This is James behind the net. Looking to sauce this one hard down into the Warriors zone. Bounces it off the board right to Spencer. Goins will come after it. Warriors got the puck around Goins. Neal with a forecheck. Pops it up in the air. Battles for the puck up against the board. Squeaks out over to Prazel. Nice back check by the Warriors. Now it comes to Neal. He'll clear it in the neutral zone. Now delayed offsides by the Warriors as the Knights kill off the power play. Down low, this will be Prazel. Banks is checked in. JC's checked in. Goins is still in there. Tipped by JC, grabbed by Goins. He'll send it into the Warrior zone right to Spencer. He'll kick it off to the side. Banks will race after, grab it in the corner. Sends it back to JC behind the net. Here comes Bakta as he checks in for Goins. Warriors holding it down low behind the net. 4:52 remaining in the game. Knights leading 3-1. Now pops out right to JC. Poke checked away by the Warriors. Grabbed by the Warriors up the right-hand side. And we're going to get no penalty on this one as Russo gets a save. Down with Prazel. Norman saying a knee block. Actually, nope. Prazel thought he was going to the bench or the sin bin. They closed the door on him. Say they just ran into each other. Face-off will be in the night zone. Banks, JC, Bakta. Braun and Frederick in there on the defense. Now grabbed by JC. We got a 2-on-1. 3-on-1 as Bakta comes in. JC up the right, takes a shot. Spencer blocks it, goes off wide, over to Banks. Banks will bring it up to Frederick. He'll cross ice, slaps it off the board to Braun. Braun will send one up front, blocked by the Warriors, now kicked off into the corner. Sauced high up in the air, arms in the air. They're going to probably blow this one off. Nope, they're going to call icing. Thought it was going to slow up enough they'd play on, but icing called, face off in the Warrior zone. Larson, Dunlap, Zwellenberg. Frederick and Braun. 4:11 remaining. Face off in the Warrior zone. Larson will step in, wins it off to the corner towards Dunlap, but comes high to Braun. He'll send one, blocked up front by the Warriors. Clearing pass deflected by Zwellenberg. Comes up the wall. Frederick will hold it in. Right to the Warriors. Now they'll clear it out in the neutral zone. Larson will come back for this one. Being pressured by Bird. Peels back near side. Slaps it off the boards. This is going to be an icing on the Knights. 3:49 remaining in the game. Face-off come back to the Knight zone. Larson sends it down low off his own faceoff. Behind the net, grabbed by Braun. Held in by Patello. Slaps one off the skates of the ref. Right back. Quick shot. Russo with a save off the wrister from Bird. Face-off grab by Thompson, sends it back down low. Braun will grab this one, cycles it back up. Thompson misses on this one out in the neutral zone. Wyatt will chase back after for the Warriors. Chips it off the board. Dunlap sends it back into the Warrior zone. Thompson sends it out into the neutral zone. Here come the Warriors, 3-on-1. So he'll just dump it, wraps it around the board near side. Now stolen by Larson, back behind the net. Chips it off the board. Out into the neutral zone, down into the Warrior zone. Foot race, Wellenberg can't get there. Warriors will grab it behind the net, pressured by Larson. Now they'll slap it around the boards. Quick outlet pass into the neutral zone. Braun will step up, slaps at this one. He'll bring it up the right-hand side, dumps it back down into the Warrior zone. Grabbed by Thompson. Now down in the corners, Wellenberg will race after. Gets to this one, comes around the back of the net. Poked away by Thompson. Wellenberg controls it in the corner. Now pressured by the Warriors. Thompson will slap it around the boards. Here comes Frederick. Backhands it down low towards Larson. Larson through the middle. Over to Braun. Braun will skate in. Skates in. Takes a shot. Goes wide of the net as Prazel was trying to block the goalie but got checked. And we're going to get an icing on the Warriors with 2:12 remaining in the game. One over to Prazel. Prazel tried to send it to Morrison. Morrison will kick it down low. There's Neal. Didn't see him check in. Grabbed by the Warriors. Sent up to Mo. Mo sends it back down deep. Prazel will race after it. Loose puck. Now Spencer will just jump right on top of that one. We'll face it off in the Warrior zone. 1:57 remaining in the game. Goins, Prazel, Neal on the forwards. Hutch and Mo on the defense. Comes right to Prazel. He'll take a shot. Spencer with a save. Over around the boards towards Neal. Neal will grab it in the corner. Looks to center it up front to Goins. Misses on the one-timer. Comes up high to Hutch. Hutch will send it back down low. Goins will grab this one behind the net. Tries to center it up front. Neal was racing in, but too close to Spencer. He jumps right on top of it. They'll blow it dead. Another face-off in the Warrior zone with 1:36 remaining in the game. Bach to JC, and Banks will check in. Brown and James on the defense. One down in the corner. Banks will chase after it. Warriors try to clear it around the boards. JC will race over, holds that one in. Now grabbed by Bird. Can't get it cleared out for the Warriors. Now they'll bring it out in the neutral zone. Backhand sauce off the board. Over to Myers. Myers will send it off. That's deflected by Russo near side. Warriors will hold it in down low. Grabbed by Bakta around the boards. Over to James. James will backhand it. Pops over Myers, or Bernie's stick, down into the Knights or Warrior zone. JC chases after. Warriors try to clear it up the boards. Brown holds it in down low. 1 minute remaining in the game. Sent around the boards. This will be James holding this one in. He'll backhand it down low to Banks. Banks back to James. James down low. Slaps it towards the net. Spencer with the save. Now the Warriors will clear it. That's going to be another icing. Nope, Russo's going to touch this one and send it back the other way. Comes to Bakta. Bakta with a one-time touch trying to get it to Banks. Now grabbed by the Warriors. They got a 3-on-1 the other way. Nice back check by Brown. Loses his twig again. Battle for the puck back behind. Now it bounces off of Brown's stick. Over to JC. Out to James. James will send it up, but trying to get it ahead to Banks. And we're going to get an icing.
This game is brought to you by Par Electric. Par puts people first.
Face off in the Knight zone, 14.7 seconds remaining. Frederick and Braun on the defense. Larson, Dunlap, Smith will check in on the forwards. Chipped off the boards by Larson. Out into the neutral zone. Hans will come back, slaps this one off the boards. Entry up the right-hand side. Out in front. Frederick sends it right back out to neutralize. Now stolen by Dunlap. That's the end of the game. Knights with the victory, 3-1 over the Warriors. Knights 3 goals on 34 shots. Warriors 1 goal off 11 shots. Knights go 2-0-1 on the 3-game set this weekend with a tie against Northwest Arkansas, taking both of them against OKC. We're going to clean the ice. We'll be back for JV action in about 15-20 minutes.